Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, C Panda Crafts. As you can see, I'm outside for this video, for this story time. I'm here actually in my backyard. So if you guys hear buzzing and everything like that, I'm actually sitting underneath my orange tree right now that's flowering. So lots of bees out. But I thought I would go ahead and film this video for a couple of reasons. One is to kind of update my subscribers of where I've been this last week and what I've been doing since the quarantine and why I haven't been filming. And then two, so this video can serve as, I guess, a what not to do or a informational video for new chicken owners. I'm still catching my breath. I'll get into that in the story time. I do not have coronavirus. If you hear me coughing, I made myself very sick, and it could have completely been avoidable if I just was patient and fired up a few brain cells. So I'm going to get into the story, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce you guys to the girls. They're fine, the chickens are fine, and I'm going to go ahead and give you guys kind of a little tour of the coop, which is actually right here behind me. So you guys can have like a visual, I guess, during the story of what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. All right, so here is the entrance to one of the runs. This is what they've been in this last week. My husband had to do some repairs to the other run. But going in to the hen house or the coop, I have their nesting boxes up here. And here are the girls. I have 5 that I got from a local breeder. And this big one right here is a Easter egger. She's actually my favorite. Her name is Poppins, after Mary Poppins. This little one right here with the dots all over her, that is a barred rock. The other little one, that's a cream leg bar. This black one with the feathers on her foot, that is Lucille. Sorry, the little one is Elsa, my daughter named her, and this one is Maya, my son named her. And then this other black one is a black Australorp, and that's my husband's. He named her BB. I don't really know why. But here is inside the coop. It is completely closed off. There's actually a little slide door right there that goes to the other side of the run. The chickens are nice and healthy and happy. They get lots of treats from my garden. But I wanted to give you guys a visual. This is completely enclosed at night, so we can lock this door right here to keep predators out, because this is just chicken wire, and raccoons and coyotes can easily tear or dig through it. We actually have some chicken wire underneath the dirt as well. So I just wanted to give you guys kind of a visual for the story, and then I'll actually show you the other side of the run. Which is over here. Okay, so they have 2 runs during the day. We do plan on building what's called a chicken tractor, so we can have them out in the yard more to free range. We're just worried about predators like hawks. My husband actually, he had screwed this in because we didn't have this door up yet. So once he unscrews that, I'll be able to let them out on this side. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little tour of the coop, and then I'll go ahead and get back into my story. All right, so now getting into the story. We picked up the chickens about a little over a week ago from a local breeder. The transaction was very safe. I had a kennel set up out in front of my house, and she just put the chickens in there. And then I waited till after she left to go get them. There was no human contact interaction, just to comply with social distancing. This coop came with the house. We did not build this coop. We bought this house about a year ago, and the previous owners had chickens, and we knew we wanted to get chickens eventually. And I decided to go ahead and just do it now. We're all quarantined at home. It would be good for the kids, you know, to learn about the chickens and to help feed them and help take care of them and just help keep our minds preoccupied during this. I have a very large backyard. I'll end up probably doing a tour later on. I have lots of fruit trees and a garden. And so yeah, I'll get into that later. But when we bought the house, we knew we wanted chickens, and we waited because there was actually a chicken virus going around that was killing chickens, mostly in California. So bird movement was quarantined and prohibited for a long time. And so we waited because we originally wanted to get the chickens in October, I believe. That way they were ready to lay by spring. And there haven't been any new, it's called Newcastle disease. There hasn't been any cases in San Diego, I don't think. So we're pretty much not quarantined, but we're on watch for it, for the chickens. So I found this local breeder on a Facebook chicken page that I've been following for the last year, and she's a very reputable breeder. So I was really happy to buy the chickens from her. Most of them were between 7 and 10 weeks old, and then the two little ones I think were about 4 to 5 weeks old. And so the day before we got the chickens, I needed to clean the coop because it had not been cleaned since we moved here. And the previous owners, I think, did the best they could cleaning it out, but it was full of dust. It was full of old crusted chicken poop in the nesting boxes, and I needed to get it cleaned and ready for them and put it down all of their bedding and everything. So my husband went out to a local feed store and got their bedding, and I had already purchased diatomaceous earth and something that's called sweet PDZ. It's like a refresher that you basically can put down under their bedding, and it helps soak up ammonia and not make it as stinky. So I went ahead and took a broom and started cleaning the coop from top to bottom, and I'm talking about probably a couple years worth of dust and whatever else was in there. I didn't have a respirator mask or a dust mask because we can't find them right now, and I knew I should probably have protected my face probably halfway into doing it, because I had to keep leaving the coop to get a breath of fresh air. I could see the particles just floating and all the dust and everything else in there, and I still didn't protect my lungs. And I was in there probably for about an hour, hour and a half, just cleaning that coop without any sort of protection. And so later that night, I started coughing. It wasn't, and I knew right then and there it was from the coop, and I thought, okay, you know, I won't do that again. And then the next day we got the chickens. The night that we got the chickens, I started coughing really bad, and it felt like I had just a glob of something stuck deep in my chest and I couldn't get it out, and I was just coughing and coughing and coughing. And I was having the shortness of breath because I couldn't get a full breath in. And so this went on for hours late at night. I want to say it was like 9-10 o'clock at night. And the shortness of breath, and of course, you know, with the whole pandemic and everything going on, I'm panicking and I'm thinking, you know, it could be this, but no, I'm pretty sure it's because I didn't wear any protection when I was cleaning the coop. So the night progresses and I'm getting worse and coughing, and it got to the point where I almost had to go to the ER. I was coughing so hard I couldn't catch a breath in between, and I was gagging. I was throwing up. It was bad, and I scared the crap out of my husband, you know, and he said, you know, we got to go to the hospital right now. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go there, because at that point I knew it had to be from cleaning the coop. And I also, after I cleaned the coop and before I laid down their bedding, I sprinkled that PDZ, which is very fine granules, so it has a lot of dust in it, as well as the diatomaceous earth. The diatomaceous earth was like powder fine, and I sprinkled that in the runs. So I'm sure I inhaled a lot of that too when I did it, and I knew the hospital's honestly like the last place I wanted to be. And I felt like a lot of it was from me panicking. I was trying to take more breaths when I was panicking, and he actually called his mom, you know, because I didn't want to take the kids to the hospital. I was like, all of us can't go to the hospital. I don't want to take my kids there. And he actually called his mom, and his mom was going to watch the kids. But then I started thinking, like, if it is COVID, that's exactly what we're not supposed to do. Because if I have it, there's a chance my kids have it. And then, you know, now we're spreading it to his mom. And even though I was almost 100% sure it was from the chicken coop, which it is. So the point of the story is I made a very careless mistake, something that could have easily been avoided had I protected myself. And even though I couldn't, you know, get a desk mask or a respirator mask, I still could have, you know, used a bandana, a t-shirt, at least to filter out some of that stuff. You know, but I went in there just like this, nothing protecting myself, and I made myself very sick. It's a week later and I'm still dealing with this. It's getting a lot better. At night it gets pretty bad. But if you're a first-time chicken owner or new to this or thinking about getting chickens, I've watched a ton of YouTube videos on how to raise chickens over the last year, and this is honestly something that I probably did watch a video for and I just didn't pay attention. So I guess it's just a warning. Don't do what I did, because you will make yourself very sick and miserable. So yeah, I just wanted to share that story. That's kind of why I haven't been filming videos, any crafting videos or anything like that this past week. I've been trying to get better, and honestly I was like, I couldn't make a video. I was coughing non-stop. I was coughing so hard that a week later my ribs are just sore from all of the coughing. So definitely, again, don't do what I did. Protect yourself when you're cleaning out a chicken coop. Honestly, this is super embarrassing to post, but if I can help somebody not make the same careless mistake as I did, then this video is worth it. And so yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know where I've been and what I've been doing and what I've been dealing with, I feel a lot better. The past, what was it, 2 or 3 days ago, I also was just exhausted, probably from just being up all night long coughing. I actually started using my humidifier, which helped a little bit, I think, at night, and I kept myself propped up. But I'm still out of breath really easily, and I think that's probably going to take a couple of weeks to clear up. But I'm healthy otherwise, feeling a lot better, a little bit more motivated to do things. And so yeah, again, protect yourself. Don't make the same mistake as I did if you're thinking about getting chickens. And yeah, I'll go ahead and make, probably this week sometime, I will give you guys a garden tour of my vegetable garden if you're interested, and maybe like a backyard tour. And so yeah, and hopefully I'll get back to some crafts. I know there's a couple of cricket crafts that I want to do. I actually want to make a sign for the coop with the girls' names on it. I think that would be really cute. So I have some cricket crafts that I want to break out my cricket and use up some of my scraps and maybe make some DIYs. I haven't been to Dollar Tree in, I think, 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, and I miss it so much, but I know it's not a good idea to go out right now for anything other than food and essentials. And honestly, my husband has been doing that. We decided one person should be doing that and not both of us. So all of the DIYs that I will do in the future, for the foreseeable future, will be things that I already have on hand from the Dollar Tree. I have an entire closet full of things that I still haven't crafted with that I have purchased from the Dollar Tree. So anyways, I hope you guys are all staying safe and doing well and keeping your families and yourselves protected during this. I know it really sucks, and these are crazy times that we live in right now, but yeah, I hope you guys stay safe and pray for the world. We all need it. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.